And welcome, folks, to another wonderful episode of Batman Radio. All right, so like I said, um, I'm gonna be doing a lot of live streams. Like I said, you know, a lot of videos over here. We working nonstop, man. That's the whole point, And like I said, I'm trying to, think about like which direction I want to head now. Um, and it's kind of like a whole lot of different directions at the same time. But the number one thing that I've realized, right, is I am in a league of my own. You understand? Basically, the rules don't apply to me, and I'm just on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? I was looking back at it. How many world records is it now? I think it's like 465 world records or something crazy like that. So we're approaching 500 world records around the corner, which, I'll get to relatively quickly if I work towards that. It just depends on, like I said, which direction I actually want to go and what I want to focus on. And, like I said, when you're shining, you know what I mean? It's kind of always been the same story, and what folks don't understand about me, and they really should, because they should, be more aware. I've been doing this a long time, man. I'm a product of adversity. You know what I mean? Like I said, everything I've done, I've had to come up against all odds, and I've had to come up on my own by myself, and it's been nothing but just pure strength. You know what I mean? And that's the truth. I really can do anything I set my mind to, and like I said, it's just the finances. The finances is the only element that I need right now, and I've always had it before. Like, I've always made my own money, and I still do. But like I said, just because of the way that things are set up and the way the system is designed, and like I said, the fact that I'm not being paid and compensated correctly, and not even close. You know what I mean? And then all the other factors outside of that that we're all aware of are there, and all of that, right? Outside of that, like I said, I've always made and spent tons of money. You know what I mean? And like, I just think it's hilarious. Like, I look on like Facebook and I see people posting, and these folks is still posting about the same thing. You know what I mean? These folks is talking online, and they'll talk on the internet differently than they do in reality. That stuff is crazy to me. Like, because like it's just so much different, like all across the board, and that's the entire spectrum. And like, I just noticed like folks really like to tell themselves what they want to hear, and they know that what they saying, there's no substance to it, there's no truth to it. And that's what I realized, like, especially with the so-called women, they love to gossip. And when they gossip, they like to not say the truth. And that's my thing is, oh, I'm just correcting any statement that's made. I do radio for a living. So anything that's said, I have to correct. You feel me? And like I said, when folks speak, they need to get their facts straight. It has to make sense. And that's my whole deal is like, I'm not here to explain every little facet and detail to people. Like, people can be on what they on. You know what I mean? But me personally, I don't waste any of my time. My time is precious, and that's why the answers are right in front of you if you'll listen and pay attention. The fact that I don't waste time and I don't gossip and I put my time and energy into serious efforts and serious things is why I'm so far ahead. You understand? Billions in equity, mansion in a state, over 2,000 jewelry, 530 on my wrist, got your piss, mineral rights, oil royalties, my own car lot. I pay over $100 for it every month. I got a portion there cost over $25,000 paid for cash. You understand? It ain't nothing. Like I said, have bank accounts with over $300,000 in it. Have items worth over $4,000. 7 bikes in inventory, all $200 to $300 plus each. $1,300 bat cycle, fixed it like 2 or 3 times. You feel me? You understand? Like I said, like, I'm a straight boss, literally. You know what I mean? Like, and folks know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, That's the state of, society today. Folks like to gossip and say things that don't exist and aren't there. I mean, go ahead. I find that to be funny and hilarious personally. Because, like I said, I'm doing well. I'm always doing well. I've been doing well this entire time. I've been so many light years and leagues ahead of everyone this entire time. You understand? Like, that was the point. When I even just got started on this hustle and doing this, I was already way ahead. Just like I told folks, I didn't need no money in my pocket. I don't need no cash. If I had no cash, I'm still ahead of everyone. Do you understand that? Billions in equity, full access to buildings cost billions of dollars. What are they talking about? Do folks know me? No. Do they know anything about me? No. Everything I'm talking about is tangible and real. It's for me. It's not for anyone else. It's for me. You understand? And folks is in their feelings because what's mine is mine. I do what I want to do. You understand? And that's my only thing is like folks in society, like I said, they gossip, they like to talk. And then my deal is when folks, folks love to try to act like what they saying is real or serious, but again, folks don't know what they're talking about and folks don't know anything about me. So it's always the same story that for me, I'm not going to invest my time in caring or acknowledging things that don't exist because nobody knows me or how I move. Nobody. You understand? It doesn't matter what's asked of me. It doesn't matter what folks do on the internet. Nobody knows anything about me because that's how I move. Yes. I'm a straight boss. You feel me? So that's the thing. Like, I'm telling you, like, that's the thing. Like, folks love to talk, but when you speak, you gotta state facts. You understand? Like, that's a must. You feel me? Mhm. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. Me, I only entertain and acknowledge basic reality. You feel me? I'm running circles, okay, around everyone, bro. I ran circles around everyone financially. I'm doing the real thing. And like I said on here, all you got to do is look at the videos. It's all you got to do. All you got to do is look and see, and you seeing how we just reached a whole nother level. You seeing how there is no competition. You seeing how I'm climbing up the ladder. You see how I don't have to climb up a ladder because I invented my own game. You see how this is manifest destiny, right? You see how I'm the pioneer of this. You see how everything I'm building is newfound territory that nobody's ever even come across. There's not anyone on this platform. You know how I can prove in 1 second that masonry is fake and this whole system is rigged? Do you see PewDiePie with what I got going on my videos? Do you see that? No. Proving my point. It's Freemasonry and it's fake. This is a rigged system. None of those folks had to start from scratch and build a business and a channel. I had to do this genuinely. None of them. Not Mr. Beast. That's why he's in his feelings arguing with strangers. These folks want to make statements and say things, but none of them have anything to do with me. And they're so far from the truth and reality, it's unreal. I have never once gotten online and wasted any of my time. My time is precious. I have nothing to defend, no position to defend. I am here stating the facts. Again, I put illegal organizations out of business for a living. We all know what I used to do. We all know how I came up and how I made my name. And like I said, coming up and making my name, it was never easy. It was a mess. It was never easy. None of this was easy. It wasn't easy to go through. It wasn't easy on me. It wasn't easy in any way, shape, or form. So folks can't speak on me. Folks cannot tell my story for me because, again, they don't know anything. That's the part that people, want to act like they don't understand, but they do. You understand? That's what I'm saying. When I tell you I run Austin, Texas, I mean I run Austin, Texas. When I tell you I run the streets, I mean I run the streets. This is without any shadow of a doubt, homie. And everyone knows it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's my thing. Like I said, I don't need yes men. I don't need yes women. I need folks who are behind me and support me. As far as a relationship, if I enter into one, right? I've tried my best. I've tried to agree. I've tried to listen. Like I said, you have to talk every day. Communication is key. If you're in a relationship, you're going to be speaking and talking every day. And both parties have responsibilities that they have to fulfill. That's how a relationship works. And it's in person, not on the internet. You understand? Mhm. Like I said, I'm going to keep stating reality and I'm going to keep explaining to folks reality. Folks need to donate and support. At no point in my entire career have I asked anyone for anything, not even once. And all I have to do is just open my mouth and speak, and all the truth is brought and clarity is reached immediately. These folks, bro, are gossiping. Okay. These are grown adults, mind you, gossiping, right? You saw me do one show, just one program, and literally prove everything and every point I have to say. I welcome the gossip. It has done nothing but make me more famous. It will do nothing but help me. And that's why I think it's funny when narcissists have a little smirk after they say something that they know doesn't exist and isn't true. I don't understand the business of speaking on people that you don't know and don't know anything about, much less when you're right in front of me and I'm talking about for hours, days, months, years, weeks, and the same folks that want to say things online that have no truth to it and couldn't be farther from the truth didn't say anything when I was literally right there around them every day and right in front of them. That's not crazy. I got folks running around and they've got like a frown on their face, and you can tell that they're visibly in their feelings and upset because of my mere existence. The same folks who I've helped. I'm talking about defended, helped, people I took care of, people I've done everything for. Half these folks owe me money. I've saved people's lives on this network. I don't understand why folks don't understand that it's a requirement to be real about things. You understand? And if you're not real about certain aspects and perspectives of reality, then folks just are not going to be around you. They're not going to deal with you because folks want to deal with people like me who keep it a buck and a thou and a hundred and keep it real, homie. And that's all it's about. You understand? These folks is really in their feelings because they can't handle the realness. Do you understand that what it takes you to do? And I mean, y'all can't even accomplish what I do, actually, but let's get real. Anybody, if you go get the best of the best, whoever you think is the cream of the crop, right? Any guy, any dude, anybody, in anything, right? What it takes y'all like 6 years to do, I do in one day in any category, financially, anything, building businesses independently. Like I said, I was just cooking. And then, like I said, I invested into my project of what I wanted to do. Ran the Batman project out of my own pocket for, oh, we're going on 3 years, 3 year anniversary coming up, right? I put thousands upon thousands of dollars into that project. Say it proudly. You understand? When I started, like I said, I was probably sitting on what, like 11 bands, 11 racks. Hmm. So what do you mean? And all hard earned money. Every dime I've ever made, I've worked hard for. I'm crystal clear across the board. I'm goody in every way, shape, and form. I'm happy. I have my freedom, right? I have everything. I have all the equity, all the assets. I'm making a little bit of dough. I'm doing great. And that's the way that reality works. It only works one way. And that's why I only speak to people who acknowledge and talk about basic reality. You understand? That's why it's so easy for me now. You know what I mean? Because, like, I mean, like, it's always been easy. Folks is in their feelings. You understand? I love it because, you know, while they in their feelings, I'm out here making moves. I'm out here building. I'm telling you, right now, folks are still doing 18, 24-hour live streams for free and talking the same rhetoric. You basically doing the same program, show, whatever you want to call it, and it's not a show because it doesn't exist and you're not getting paid. So you're gonna waste all your time. This is what narcissists do. And folks who can't get it together and can get rights. They waste all their time and worrying about other folks mostly, gossiping, wasting their time. You're not a radio show host. I don't understand what the point is of doing 18-hour, 24-hour live streams. Again, when I went over there to speak and I literally grace folks with my presence, you should be happy. You should be grateful that I'm even speaking to you because my energy, even being around you, is good, positive energy that produces capital, it produces blessings. I'm not just talking. I try to show folks the game. I try to give y'all jewels and y'all want to, sit there and act. I don't understand that. We are here to build, man. We are here to make money, man. I don't understand what folks is on. You got a lot of folks just sitting on the internet every day. Ain't talking about nothing. Ain't making no money. Don't have any money. A lot of folks is doing everything off the strength of other people around them. That's not success. Success is when you travel. Success is when you compete with the best everywhere. I played street ball out in Florida, bro, out there in Cape Coral. I was going to the Y, going to the gyms out there. You saw me go to the Y every day and literally do my entire street ball tour. In Minneapolis, I was doing the street ball tour, did the street ball tour in Austin, Texas. Like everything was successful. Like I said, did it in the Valley. I can start that again, which I'm considering. I can do anything I want to do. Anything I set my mind to is what I can do now. I have everything is an open canvas for me, and I'm the artist. I make music, best music ever. I went worldwide independently. Like I said, these are all accomplishments that nobody can ever change or take from me. And folks are really in their feelings, homie. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not worried about people gossiping and talking. I love it. You understand? Because that's the thing. I'm the superstar. I'm the famous one. I'm the one going to be in the headlines in the newspapers every day. Anything I'm doing is making headlines, homie. For real, though. You understand? And what they not used to, and I'm gonna tell you why they really in their feelings is they like to see, fake celebs, all up in whatever in some nonsense, making mistakes, you know what I mean, doing what they do, what you see all these football players doing. These football players are making huge mistakes, man. There's a lot of them lately. There was another one on the news the other day. These football players are literally going from the NFL with their fake contract that ain't no real money. They do not get paid and they all go bankrupt the minute they leave the league, right? And they making huge mistakes. I'm just telling you the truth. You know what I mean? Where they literally is walking from one lifestyle, being in the NFL and having things facilitated for them and being able to pretend they something they not, and it's all fake anyway because the so-called women are fake and the dichotomy is fake. So you're not going to gain any women out of it. You're not going to gain anything out of it. Most of these so-called women just want to talk because the new generation ain't about no substance and about no action. And I'm just telling you the truth and stating the facts. These homies is going from the NFL straight to prison. That's what's been going on. It's televised. This is all over YouTube, bro. It's happening all the time. I think Antonio Brown was one of them. All these folks, okay, they keep on losing it and they keep crashing out. Why? Number one, because it's called karma, but number two, because that's just the way of the system. That's the way that it works. Floyd Mayweather just went completely bankrupt and broke, like I predicted and said. Jay-Z is on the Epstein files, like I predicted and said. You can trace back the shows, homie. I've been on point about everything. I literally have predicted the future every single time. Okay? This situation with Anthony Joshua, what happened in that other country was not a coincidence. These folks made deals with Satan and the devil always comes to collect. Do you understand? I'm going to say it again. I'm going to go farther. This situation that happened with the Migos with Takeoff, right? All that same deal because every single one of them artists sold to Satan and the devil. This situation that just happened with Little John, with Little John's son. Did y'all hear about that? Mm-hmm. Yep. All that. Because Little John, same thing. Every single rap artist and musician has made and has sold they soul to the devil. Do you understand that everything I have taught since the beginning of time is a concrete fact? But do you see society listening? No, they want to literally sit here and play these games. Y'all want to listen to other shows and stuff that don't even exist. Y'all got fake channels on all over this network with fake hundreds of thousands of views and fake hundreds of thousands in subs. I'm going to say this one more time. Everybody's subs on this platform and everybody's views is fake. Please quit fronting. Please. This is a fake platform, man. They got a fake dichotomy. They want to be royalty in a kingdom of nothingness, in a kingdom of nonsense, while I'm over here winning. You see the point? I make real money. I turned the game around on its axis, flipped it all around on its axis like I told you I would, and the Masons have to pay me and literally cut my check. Now, you have no idea who you talking to and how much power I have. That's why it's funny, because I do what I want. See, folks want to talk. Can you imagine so-called women still trying to even front? What do y'all want? What are y'all even looking for? Because what I see is y'all don't look for nothing. Y'all lack ambition. You have no drive at all, especially when it comes to men. And I've said this the entire time. That's why they don't make any moves. They just sit there looking at me. It's hilarious, man. Meanwhile, I'm the dude with all the power for real because I'm a real man. Isn't that what women want? Not anymore, but nobody wants to talk about that. So there's something wrong in society, right? You see what most people is doing. They spending their time and wasting their time on what? Trying to be the opposite of what they are and something they not. They all having an identity crisis. That's the truth out here. And every day I get paid to talk about y'all mistakes and mishaps. That's what I get paid to do. I get paid to bring the reality that nobody else has the courage to. Like Eminem said, he said, "You chickens ain't brave enough to say the stuff I say, so just," right? That's me. You understand? Folks ain't brave enough to speak how I speak and say what I say. Folks listen to me, cool. If you don't, I don't know what you doing. You making a huge mistake. I'll tell you that much. You ain't going to be able to succeed or get nowhere if you ain't listening to me. Because I'm teaching you how the whole dichotomy and the whole society works. See, I escaped the matrix. I ain't a part of your society. That's why when you folks be trying to talk to me in society, I just look at you. It's hilarious to me. You understand? You know, we may be standing in the same building for 2 seconds or whatever, but in talking and having a conversation, that don't make us the same, little homie. Yeah. I saw one video today already talking about gyms, and it's true about them gyms. You know them gyms, what that really is. Folks in society so used to doing everything in a building, they basically gave me confirmation that I'm doing everything right because I work outside. I work out outside. I work out in nature, away from the gyms. I never liked them gyms anywhere, not here, especially anywhere. I don't like being in some enclosed space that don't make no sense. And that's what they talking about. Exercise, right? Sounds like the word what? Exorcism. And that's the thing. It's a lot of bad spirits that, folks are releasing. And when you have an enclosed building, it's staying in there. That's why it's musty. That's why it smells, right? Because you have to understand it smells because that's spiritual first, and then it gets released into the physical realm. You understand? See, folks want to talk, but they're not listening, because if they was listening, they'd be changing their habits and learning from me, because I've literally proven that I'm right about every single thing I said. And I continue to tell people this. This has always been a deal with me, that I'm always right. It's just something I learned. I learned to trust my gut instinct and gut feeling because I know what I'm talking about. I'm going to talk about all the facts. You ask me anything, I'll tell you a level, like Max B said, straight up. You feel me? So the reality check is I have a lot of so-called women that, instead of pursuing a man, right, and these are grown adults, mind you, they are all in the same energy, which is the jellyfish energy, right? And that's what they do. Mind you, these are grown adults, grown women. And then, like I said, the DUI rate and the DWI rate continues to go up every single day. So they're drinking a lot. They're making huge mistakes. They can't pay their rent. They don't have a job. They don't want to work. If they had a job, they miserable and they have a boss and they answer to people and gossip. right? And it's just they're wasting their time. They know that they're not progressing. They know they're not getting anywhere. And this is why they're all in their feelings about me, little old me, and my success. And yet I'm running circles around not only them, but everyone and everyone they see on their TV. So folks need to get their facts straight. When I tell you I run Austin, Texas, I run Austin, Texas. Why? Because I paid my dues in the street. I was the king of the arch. You don't know me. So how would you be able to speak or tell me my reality when you ain't me? I'm living this and you don't know anything about me. See why it's funny? See, that's the thing. Folks can say whatever you want, but talk direct. Say it where I can speak and respond. See, that's what nobody has done. Not one person. And it just goes to show the type of society that's been built. There's no bravery. Folks don't stand on business. Folks don't want to talk and discuss any topic. You understand? Folks, everything they do and every movement they make is out of fear. I wasn't raised like that. I was taught not to be afraid of anything or anyone, and that's how I live my life. So, like I said, we not the same. That's why they want to have conversations that, I mean, they're conversations I would never have. I don't even talk like that. I don't even entertain the half the stuff that y'all talk about. That's why we ain't speaking. I ain't talking to nobody, bro. I stay to myself. I don't communicate with nobody, no one. You understand? At all. If I do, it's just about whatever because they doing me a favor or they doing something for me or what they can do for me because that makes sense to me at this point. Other than that, I don't really be talking to folks because I don't see what there is to talk about. Like, truly. I mean, if I can't gain anything from the conversation and you ain't offering nothing to build nothing for me, what is the point of talking? Like I said, all this company has to do is pay me a normal wage, pay me a normal living wage, just like every other job in the world. It makes no sense, just like everything else that's gone on and continues to go on, right? And like I said, that's fine. It's all being documented. So what do you mean? Like I said, I'm looking at, attaining massive $1 million settlements. There's going to be millions of dollars coming to me in good time. I'm going to be patient about it. I'm in no rush for that. And God is going to give me money before that, money that belonged to me and is, rightfully mine. You understand? And like I said, he already told me to be quiet about it. When I get this money, I'm not supposed to be running my mouth about it and opening my mouth about it and telling everyone. That's the thing. This is how it's been my entire life, man. God has blessed me time and 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 time again. You know what I mean? He never going to stop blessing me. And the reason why, because I'm a truly righteous man and I'm a good person and everyone knows it. So like I said, I don't understand a society that talks and speaks the way that these folks do, especially when it's not even a direct, real conversation. That don't make no sense. I'm a public radio show host, bro. This is all serious, official tissue, serious business. See, that's the thing. It's about respect. And with me, my respect, oh, it's a given. You understand what I'm saying? So like me, I respect myself. Everyone respects me. You understand? All these folks on this network respect me. Everyone in the street respect me. The whole world respect me. You understand? It's different. And that's the thing. Like when you got a society that just wants to talk and then thinks, oh, I'm going to waste my time caring or worrying about what people say, or I'm supposed to feel some way. Why? It hasn't ever been a direct conversation. And even if it was, if I'm on the throne and people in their feelings about that, so they want to just whatever, say things that aren't true or aren't there, then that means that I won. Like I said, that means that I'm doing something right. You got the same folks that all of them want to talk about what other people do and promote an opposite philosophy. Like I told you, they talk in an opposite set, tone, and force. But meanwhile, they actively doing what they pointing out that other folks is doing. It's called being a walking contradiction. It's not that complicated. You understand? None of this is complicated. Like I said, what we're supposed to be doing is coming together, right? And building a network together, everyone, and building real unity. And we're supposed to have folks bring money to the table and invest in me because I'm the one who's building everything. I am literally the community leader. Do you understand that? And like I said, when you got all these folks, they want to holler, oh, Batman. Oh, I'm a fan. Oh, this, that. Oh, I saw your interview. And when you going to put some money up then? Like that's what I don't understand. Like, okay, well then, like that's the thing. Like, I don't worry about it. It's not like I'm gonna be like, okay, well the next interview, you know what I mean? Well, I better bring up that folks need to donate and show some support. But I mean, at this point, hell, I might as well. Like I don't know if I'll remember because I don't care. Like I have better things to do. Like that's the thing. People don't even understand. I do all this stuff in my sleep, man. I don't even focus on it, bro. Like real talk, I don't even be wasting my time, bro. Everything I do is on autopilot, man. It's easy. It's not difficult for me. It might be difficult for you to fathom. Folks can't even fathom running a business, bro. I built a full scale business out of a platform that pays less than 100th of a cent for over 1,000 views, man. You can't be serious, bro. These so-called women in their feelings, they were in their feelings always because I'm smarter than everyone. That's all it's about because I'm a genius. So they start doing the same thing every time because they feel some way because their thinking capacity can't even compare or come close to mine. Yeah, that's what it's about. And like I said, everything about me is perfect. I don't have nothing to fix or change. What do you mean? That's the pot calling the kettle black, right? Because the same folks talking, they have a lot to change. They have a lot they need to work on, and they wish they looked like this. Yeah. Remember, I'm Achilles reincarnated. I know who I am. So I look the way I'm supposed to look, which is beautiful and perfect. And like I said, you notice how all these women keep on catching cases, keep on catching charges, keep on going back and forth to jail and prison. Like I said, DUI rate going up, DWI rate going up. I'm talking specifically to that group too. And all of it happening because you're seeing the downgrade of society and literally what's the product of it. They don't know anything or what direction to go because they have no education. There's no education system. It's broken. The system is broken, right? And it's not even just that, it's the fact that there's no desire to learn or be ambitious. They're too busy driving around fake cars on payments. Then they get a little job somewhere and they don't know how to do anything else. That's not what you're intended to do or what you're supposed to even be. What are you talking about? You're supposed to learn how to be self sufficient. You see, you're all wasting your time. You can keep wasting your time. That's why folks work in that bar industry in Austin or wherever for 60 plus years and never escape it and never get out of it. That's why them same dudes will always want to gossip and talk one way when I'm around and another way when I'm not around, right? Got to sit there on a chair in front of a bar forever. What's the point of that? While you're sitting in a chair making your little so called money, you go pay rent, you waste your money, you hustle backwards, right? Cost of living in Austin don't come close to the wages. The wages don't come close to the living cost. So you're all wasting your time. Literally, Austin is a city that's pointless and has no purpose to it. It's just a bunch of folks doing illegal activity. It's corrupt as it gets, and everybody's a criminal. That's literally the truth. It's Gotham. And this is pretty much every city in America. And all it is like everything that they're doing, which most of it is illegal activity. That's all that's going on in every single city. And it's a network that runs through every city and state, and it's countrywide and worldwide. You understand? Like I said, they say America is a business. I don't see how if it is. I mean, all I see is a criminal enterprise. 100% what I see. And then the craziest part is they're not even real criminals because real criminals are supposed to be tough. None of these folks are tough. They're supposed to be smart. They're supposed to be on point. They're not that. I'm just saying facts. You know what it is a bunch of folks making mistakes right and left, and that's why you have these whatever you call it leagues, whatever, and you see what it is. Like I said, I mean, like that incident I watched with Conor McGregor and that mascot, I just found out about that the other day. That stuff is crazy, man. That's crazy because Dana White immediately tried to do you know what control, and his press release statement was, "Well, the mascot shouldn't be this." What do you mean? The mascot was sitting there doing nothing, minding his own business. Conor McGregor got in his feelings and got upset and agitated because the fans were booing and they were saying the truth about him because it's all a joke, right? And he got on the mic and said, "This generation, blah, blah, blah," again, trying to copy my rhetoric because they're not even original. They all sold their soul, right? And then he got frustrated. So that's why that whole stunt and all that happened with the mascot. So how would Dana White then try to shift the blame and say the mascot had anything to do with it? The mascot didn't even know what was going on. It was innocent in the whole thing. Conor McGregor can't control his emotions. So what was up with that? That's my question. My question is, why does everyone keep sitting there and just letting it all happen and let it all fly. Like, why is that? Why are all you okay with narcissism? Why are you trying to glorify narcissism? When we know why. Because the Illuminati integrated these slogans that I've taught about and educated the public on. If you just listen to me in my program, you'll have the answers. You'll know how to deal with this properly the right way and learn so that you don't fall for the okie doke, right? So, I mean, like I said, you have all the brainwashing and societal programming that's been going on forever, right? Come on, man. You understand? Like, how are you going to glorify something that nobody wants to be? No one. There's no one who makes sense and thinks coherently that wants to go that direction. There's nothing glorified about it or cool. The cool way to go is to be smart and educated and be a genius and be independent. Everything I'm doing. See, that's what I'm saying. You can see the direction that society is headed. And it's always been like this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was to that extent, but I mean, it's always been where folks really wasn't doing much. And see, that's my whole deal is I look at it more like, listen, y'all still entertain working a job. Like I said, God already told me I'll never have to work again, right? And even if I did, it would just be to make some extra money so I can invest in myself. So I still work for me. I'll never have a boss because whatever company I work for, anything I do, I don't technically work for you. I used to say that all the time. You can literally like listen to any of my past videos. You could check my history. Like I always said that I've never worked for no one. I never have had a boss. It's the truth ever because I was always investing in myself. So any capital or money I made, I went to go invest it in myself and my own businesses and what I was doing. That's a gene game. People want to talk, but I have everything that y'all want and y'all can't even get. Y'all don't even know how to be sedentary. Y'all don't even know how to settle down. Y'all don't even know how to get the basics taken care of. And I'm light years ahead of that. You understand? What I'm trying to do is after all the traveling I've already done, I've been all through Florida, Cali, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, New York. I went up there to Virginia. I've been through Vermont, I think. I don't know about Maine, right? But like I've been through a lot of places. I've even driven through New Jersey. Like I've been up there. I've been up there driving around, looking around. You know what I mean? I went all around just trying to check it out and figure it out. I think I might have been through Oregon when I was looking at universities when I was younger. Like I said, I don't know about Washington. I think I went to the Capitol one time when I was younger. Other than that, I mean, I went to Minneapolis, I went to Lansing Heights, Michigan, and Detroit, Michigan, right? I went to Michigan. And like that's the thing, like, whatever folks got going on, man, that's some low level stuff, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with me. See, I'm above all that. That's why I never worried about it. Like I said, see, that's why I make the right decisions because I know I'm royalty, homie. Yeah. Like I already know I'm the best. I already know I'm the greatest, and I don't stoop to other levels that have nothing to do with me. Whatever folks got going on, that's fine. If they struggling, that's fine. That's their situation. That's my deal. Like people want to tell me, "Oh, I'm struggling." Did I ask? Like that's what I don't get. Like how do folks say, "Hey, I want to support you"? Well, then support. Don't make excuses and then say, "Oh, now I can't support them." Why did you say you were going to and act like you're going to in the first place? Because your situation is different than mine because folks are in the position they're in because of a lack of education. I'm in my position because of a whole nother ball game called unfairness, called inequality. Has nothing to do with my education, has nothing to do with how smart I am because I'm a literal genius. You understand? It has to do with the fact that people didn't create any opportunity for me whatsoever. Everyone else gets the opportunities and I don't. And I'm okay with it because, like I said, they're unhappy with those opportunities and those opportunities don't get you anywhere. And they're all positions and jobs that, quite frankly, I don't want to work. I don't want to be in them positions. And neither does pretty much anybody, actually. Like I need something real high paying that's actually worth my time. Like if somebody like hired me and like wanted to teach me mechanical engineering and I just built all day, an opportunity like that. Like if God would give me an opportunity like that, that would be cool. Like an opportunity to learn what I need to learn so I can build my own bat pond. That would help me right now, right? An opportunity to, I don't know, play basketball for a living and travel and get paid for it. An opportunity for something that I really enjoy, you know what I mean, that I can get paid from. That's what I need. You know what I mean? Like, like I just don't understand it, man. I really don't. Like, I don't understand like what folks is talking about. Like, y'all talk about like the Vegas circuits. The Vegas circuits are a joke. I just told you, like the number one club folks told me when I was in Vegas, and I was the king of Vegas, mind you, and had more money than everyone there every time I went there. I literally ran the city. I'm the boss of Las Vegas, right? And every time I went there, they said the same thing. They said, do not go to Floyd Mayweather's club. And it just got proven. Floyd Mayweather, first of all, just ran in the street recently. He's 3 feet tall, and he went bankrupt. He never had a dime of money. And I told you, this is what they do with Masons. They lie for him and they make up digits. He's never been rich. So it just goes to show the dichotomy. Yet you will have so-called women from the valley, right, that will wear shirts that say whatever, and rep like they a fan of Floyd Mayweather. How would you be a fan of someone that ducks, what, and was ducking Pacquiao? Why would you be a fan of weakness? And that's what I'm saying. You take a look at so-called women, they promote and value and they idolize and idealize weakness. That's why I'm alone. That's why I'm comfortable being alone, because so-called women don't know what they're talking about and they're not making any sense. They're going the wrong direction. And see, that's where you get all this terminology like the simp and the beta and the alpha. It's clear I'm an alpha because women don't move me. Women can keep going the wrong direction and I'm going the right direction. I could care less, literally, because if someone else can't get right, why would I care? See, that's the thing. All y'all so much about, oh, well, they look like this. And there's there's millions of women in this world. That's why I don't sweat anything. That's why folks don't understand why they want to make up fake digits and this and that. And I'm going to do this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to give you this. I don't need anything from nobody. I'm good all by myself. I make my own money. I'm a completely independent. I've achieved financial freedom to an extent already. I mean, I already did, not to an extent I did, but like I said, the only thing holding me back is the phone bill and the fact I don't get any support. Outside of that, like, I built all this myself. Like, I'm gonna figure it out as much as I can. You know what I mean? Like, if I didn't have to pay that phone bill, if I could at least get that covered, man, I'd be all right, bro. I'd be gravy. You know what I mean? But that's my point. Like, either way, regardless, like, I don't even know what to tell y'all at this point. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like I said, we got a country that really, really needs help and support. You know what I mean? Like, people need me. And I built all this. I ran this Batman project out of my own pocket going on 3 years, and I'm here to help people and protect people. And I want to get this going. And folks just all want to sit there. Like, come on, man. Folks can't tell me nothing, man. That's why I'm not trying to talk to nobody. That's why they said, Batman doesn't really issue press release state. He doesn't exactly issue press release statements. I mean, I'm sure at some point it's going to get to that point where I'm not really going to want to do any talking. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. I love doing radio, so I would like to continue to do that. So I think it'll be a little different because I'm gonna continue my radio career for sure because I love it. But my whole point is just like, folks can't tell me nothing. If you'd actually be realistic with yourself, it'd be a whole different conversation. And that's what I'm saying. See, when women got this fake illusion of independence with these fake jobs, somehow their ego got inflated and they all have this hyper inflated ego. They think there's something they're not. And I'm just asking where it comes from. Because I don't understand. Y'all talk about dudes, but there is no men. I'm the only real man who ever existed. So I'm already the cream of the crop and the top status dude. And all these so-called women, they're always gossiping and saying things that ain't true. And they don't, like I said, they speak differently when I'm around. So it's super fake. So that's all I'm saying is I'm not worried about what women say or what they do because they go in the wrong direction. See, that's the thing. Folks act like I did something wrong. For what? Saying the truth? That's my civil right and civil liberty. I'm going to continue to say the truth because, again, this is a man's world. Yeah, that's why you see the same thing every day. Like, what? And then it's crazy these folks was telling on themselves. I remember like the corrupt was talking and they said she. That's what they said. See, they slipped up. They said she, and then they realized that they made a mistake and let the cat out the bag. Right. Because it's always the so-called women and their feelings, because I make a career saying the truth and like, that doesn't give you the right to whatever feel anyway or anything. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is a free country, bro. And this is literally a man's world. Like, I'm going to say what I need to say. I'm going to do what I need to do. And I'm going to keep on winning. You understand? That's the craziest, funniest thing to me ever. You know what I mean? That's what these folks was entertaining, bro. People in the public, these folks was actually entertaining that so-called women was in a position to affect anything or change anything for me or literally control anything I got going on or tell me what to do. Yeah, right. That's hilarious. How you going to have any power when you got to get your own independent power? You got to be able to run things and make things better for yourself first. Worry about that, right? Priorities, like I said, right? That's what I'm saying. Folks is making up fake digits, like I said. None of that stuff exists. I make real money over here. That's why folks can't talk to me and don't want to talk to me in person, right? Because you ain't got no money. You ain't got no real capital. You ain't talking about nothing. And everything that folks say is made up in a fairy tale. So where are we at? Square one, ground zero, the same point that Tyree Sneed is the boss and made and spent more money than your entire government. And I literally have run circles around everyone financially. Mm-hmm. So what it is, like what? Bro, the same folks that was doing all that fake talking and talking crazy and saying they're me and whatever, right? They don't even come around no more. They don't even be talking to me or coming around no more. I don't ever see them because, like I said, they hear me on here and they hear the truth getting said. Now they ducking me. You understand? Like I said, it's reality, homeboy. Like, yeah, like I said, like, nah, I'm the real deal and you are not me. So I don't know who you are, but you just doing a lot of talking. That's cute. It sound cute. It sound good, right? But it's all fake. And it just goes to show you in your feelings. You've been in your feelings since day one. That's what they all are, is in their feelings. You know what I mean? Like, why? Why do you feel phased about my mere existence? That's crazy. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, they all fans. Like, what? I love it, man. I'm glad that folks are not talking to me. Like, let's keep it that way. Like when I tell folks what it is, that's what it is. Like I don't want folks approaching me with no nonsense and fake opportunity and talking about oh this and that. I don't need anyone to put me on. I don't need anyone to give me no opportunity. I need people who really, really trying to support me to give me the opportunity that's supposed to be there already. It's my birthright. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. All these folks was in on like this whole thing that doesn't exist. It was pointless. It was a waste of your time. And all you did was give me like boatloads of documented evidence that the minute I take this case to court, to Supreme Court, I'm taking it. Guaranteed. I'm not asking, oh, well, where do you think I should take? No, I'm taking this case to Supreme Court and everyone knows I'm going to win. Uh-huh. And I'm talking all these companies, establishments, all the corrupt departments and corrupt agencies are going to have to pay me massive $1 million settlements, separate settlements, because everything I've named has been involved in this entire situation. Like I told you, anyone, it doesn't matter what it is, who it is, what job or career, anyone with any involvement in this, right? I have all of the evidence documented. You understand? And this ties into corporate America, corporations, corruption, everything. Corruption at every single level. See, that's why I gained my authority. My authority is real. I'm literally your superior. Why? Because my authority is not made up. It's not something I'm just saying or a fairy tale. It's not just talk. My authority was gained from standing up to corruption and the fact that I put so many illegal organizations out of business that I now have a reputation. That's where I got my name from. You understand? So when I say I'm your superior, I'm not making it up. I'm not just talking. I have divine authority because I earned it with God doing God's will and God's work. You understand? See, when you attain stripes, actual stripes, that is clout. Clout can't be earned on the internet. Clout is in the street. And the fact that every illegal organization that I put out of business, that's another stripe on my belt. Do you understand me? And yeah, I mean, you can say I'm a civilian, whatever, that's fine, and I'm your superior. Everyone, because I do this for a living. See, I built my career, right, while I was being a gangster. I built my career while being a street dude. That's why it's funny. You understand? So, like I said, when if women is interested in looking and whatever, like I said, have a conversation and offer something. That's what I think is funny. They don't even have the heart and courage to take the initiative and say how they feel. Well, then how do you expect to gain anything? Everything will remain complacent for you, and the same will I'll be hustling and coming up. And by the time I get to where I'm going, When y'all want my attention and you want to talk to me, I'm going to be like, I'm good, honey. I'm a celebrity and I don't have time. I'm like a rodeo star. Literally, that's the truth. And that's the world I come from and live in. My ancestors literally built this country in the state of Texas and were the Wild Wild West outlaws and legends, created frontier justice. Do you understand how different the world was and like the way my ancestors and lineage came up? Do you understand that if you were a cowboy and you were an actual like rodeo star, right? Which is pretty much what I am in modern day and age. I'm like a rodeo star, right? Because it's not so much the rodeo that people care about anymore. It's this. It's what I'm doing. So I'm like a rodeo star, right? It's the truth. Batman is a rodeo star. Let's just say it like that. And the rodeo star would show up with his big belt buckle, right? And show up to the rodeo, right? And then you'd have all these so-called women chasing and pursuing, talking about, oh my goodness, it's whoever, it's Tyree Steed. Oh my gosh. That's how the world works. It always has, it always will, it'll never change. That's what these folks don't understand. And that's the thing. You have so many so-called women that they're chasing validation that doesn't even exist. So it's like you take a guy, right? And he can look any way. He doesn't need to be attractive, nothing, right? And you take the guy and if you give him like a chain and say he's a rapper and you back him with this system, then they'll start to care about it if it gets the right marketing and promotion within the Freemason system. Right, because they're all selling their soul to the devil. Something I won't do because my soul is priceless and not for sale. It's not up for negotiation. It was never even a question. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Women are chasing the wrong things. Women don't acknowledge or recognize basic reality. Women don't see reality and what's going on around them. That's why I'm here to educate the public and work on their perception because I do care, because I care about human beings. I don't care what people do. I really don't care what they think. I don't care if they want to go the wrong direction. I don't. I could care less at this point. But I'm still going to be nice enough and compassionate enough and merciful enough to try to help you and steer, steer and lead you the right way. You feel me? But the fact is, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't have him drink. You know what I mean? The horse has to make his own decision whether he wants the knowledge or not, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, folks can talk all day. I mean, it's a waste of my time. That's the thing folks don't get. I'm a literal genius, and you see the results, you see that it's all real, and you see what's going on and what's happening. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I have the power to build anything I want, but I need the capital and I need the money. And my entire plan and prerogative, 100%, is to get the public to donate and fund what I'm doing because that's the way that I built this and what I want to do. And it makes perfect sense. And that's what real, entrepreneurs do in the first place. That's what they do. I don't care what anyone says. They know how to crowdfund. They know how to use their gift of gab, $1 million mouthpiece to get money. You understand? Y'all want to fund like the Trump administration who's doing nothing for you and working against the American people. It's clear as day. And y'all want to discuss it. What is there to discuss? What is there to talk about? We all know what's going on. We know who the enemy is. We know who's evil, which is every celebrity in the entire Freemasonic system. And I defeated the entire Bavarian Freemasons for you. So you don't even have to worry about it. I already defeated the Illuminati and I outdid them financially. It's like Tupac said, if this was chess, we would have yelled checkmate years ago because we've been one. It's not even comparable. That's what people don't get. I'm the president of the streets. You want to know who runs this country and the world? Actually, Tyree Steed. That's the actual truth, little homie. So that's what I'm saying. And I run things at a street level because that's the way that I was raised and that's how we came up. And I'm talking about for real. I'm not talking about no Nipsey Hussle stuff. Nipsey Hussle didn't run anything but his mouth. And that's the truth. Again, Nipsey Hussle wasn't an activist. He didn't care about his community. He literally, when they tried to interview him, they ran up with the camera, remember, and he was reacting and crashing out. And in his feelings, the dude looked like he weighed 40 pounds soaking wet. Okay. And like I said, Big U just got a federal indictment. He just got indicted for having responsibility for that, which was obvious because I saw the video day one a long time ago, not day one, but a long time ago, right? Where he felt some way about Nipsey, right? But the fact is you have this community and they're like, everyone's coming together. Oh, everyone cared about Nipsey. No, they didn't. Just like they didn't care about Pac. Everybody lies. That's what all y'all do. Y'all lie. Y'all lie after the fact. You didn't care about Nip and you didn't care about Tupac. If you cared about them, well, then they'd probably be just fine and good, wouldn't they? Yeah. Nobody on Slauson in LA cares. They just fake care. They pretend to care, just like they have fake outrage. Just like I said, you immediately saw that brother, you know what, Sam, try to open up this Marathon Burgers. Did you not? I'm gonna call it out publicly. You can do whatever. What's up? You understand? Like, come on, bro. Nothing folks can do. You understand? All my assets are protected. My equity's protected. There's nothing you can do. You could complain all day. You won't get no money. I ain't got none to give you. See, that's what folks don't get is I speak publicly for real and I literally call out the truth with all these companies, corporations, and every single dude who claims he's a gangster in the street. So how would there be a debate about who run the street? When folks, like I said, like, I'm sorry, but what? Like, tell me when we gonna have a competition on an even playing field because there's literally no competition. And I'm talking in any aspect. I'm gonna say this again. I am the mob. When folks want to talk to me about money, it is the most hilarious thing I have ever heard. Or power, or being thugged out, or a gangster of the streets. That is absolutely hilarious to me because you don't seem to get that the only reason that I have to sit here and act cute is because of the way this system is designed and this platform is, right? And I wasn't on YouTube forever. Please stop lying. I'm a gangster from the street. Okay. I've been through things people couldn't fathom. I got real stripes. I've done it all. I've seen it all, been there, done that. You feel that? I don't come from this at all. People will, that's the first thing people want to say. Oh, you're a YouTuber. No, I'm not. I'm a gangster. And you're lucky that you're hearing me because you're hearing a jewel and you don't get to meet anyone like me because they don't exist. I'm the only one of my kind. See, that's the thing. You got folks, what do? Right? They want to play games. They see what it is and they want to play around because they see that I'm a human and have patience levels. And the thing is with me, I never have to exercise patience because I'm a boss. I'm gonna say it again, man. I don't know what folks is talking about. They ain't talking about me. I know me. I know who I am. I know everything about me because I'm the one living this. I'm doing it all. Feel me? I know me. I know that I don't play games. I know that I'm a lot like Mike Tyson in the way he described himself, and I know that I'm on a whole nother level than him. You understand? I know I'm a whole different ball game. I know that much. I know that like I've never been invited to any parties ever, any events, any interviews, and I know why because well, I'm the real deal. You see the difference? You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like clearly, if everybody's got my name in their mouth, when I've clearly made it clear who I am, and like I said, that folks can't speak on me, and that's a concrete fact that remains proven to this day. So what's up and what now, right? And if everybody's talking about me, well, then that's because I'm clearly a big deal. I'm clearly something that people can't handle and can't fathom. And all I am is a regular person and dude who stands on business. I just, am all about my respect. That's it. So clearly that's the only way to be, right? No, people want to, have an opinion and this and that. Like I said, I mean, have an opinion, but have an opinion that actually, stands and is a real direct conversation. That's all I'm saying. Like I said, I would love to do real interviews. You know what I mean? This is the thing. I'm just saying you got to say the truth at some point. I mean, people play games like all that no jumper stuff. It's a lot of games being played. There's tons of federal indictments. The entire rolling 60s got indicted for the same stuff that Epstein was doing. That's a bad look, right? Vlad TV do the same thing. Like I said, you can tell who's a federal informant and who's not, and they literally are sitting there playing games with the culture. That would mean that the culture is weak. So what are you talking about? Again, I defended Mike Brown. I defended Eric Garner. I didn't do it because I had to, homie. I did it because I wanted to, because I'm a good person. See, this is the problem that you got grown men and they talking about Adam 22. We all knew that Adam 22 can't box. He's not a boxer. Who cares? No one. They want to talk about his girlfriend. The girlfriend is fake. That's all just masonry. So there was nothing there to begin with. So who cares? That's my question. My question is what is even happening and going on with women? Because I mean, what is that? That ain't no woman. What are you talking about? That's not the actions of a woman, bro. A woman has a heart. A woman is nurturing and caring. A woman cares about a man. You understand? A woman would have never even let Adam 22 put himself in that position, actually. So what is y'all talking about? Y'all are trying to glorify and act like this and that, and then they're making up stories. They were making up stories with the opponent, and this happened. No, it didn't. You could tell it didn't happen. What is y'all talking about? And then they embellish and say details and say things that aren't there. Like I said, it just seems like a lot of trying to glorify weakness, and like it's trying to favor, different groups. And like, what does that have to do with America? Like that's the thing. Like that's like the epitome of weakness. And that's what folks think like we do here now. No, this is my country. We have nothing to do with that. You understand? That's why it's like, do what you do. I mean, you're our entertainment. That's the reality. So that's what's crazy when people try to cross the line and then act like they're serious, or like, oh, the folks who are our entertainment because we pay for everything and run everything. Man, all these folks work off of my tax dollars, bro. You can't be serious. I paid 8,500 in land taxes. You ain't talking about nothing, right? You're my entertainment, homie. Y'all got a job because of my tax dollars, homie. Literally, bro. Yeah. So my entertainment wanna pretend in front, and then when they start trying to say things, right? Well, what, like, where do you get off talking about me? Like, what? All that stuff is the entertainment. Yeah, it's like watching whatever on a TV screen. Y'all want to talk about this and that, or this individual, this, and I don't do that. I could care less. Like I said, anybody that's working on 6th Street right now in Austin is wasting their time, and they in a city where the living wage doesn't match the living cost. So they are wasting their time paying rent, mooching, getting nowhere. That's the facts. Nobody in Austin is rich, right? Nobody in the valley is rich. So I'm going to say this again. Why would you all not learn to think and put your capital and invest it into me and this project? Because literally, can you not figure out and fathom the concept that I'm going to make so much money that way? It's unbelievable. People act like I'm not something to invest in. Like that doesn't make sense to me, because I literally I literally am known for making more money than anyone. I don't have these tattoos on me for no reason, homeboy. What are y'all talking about, man? It don't make no sense. Whenever society wants to get real with themselves, holla, let me know. I'm larger than life. I'm bigger than the entire system. I'm not worried about nothing y'all got going on, bro. Y'all talk about Conor McGregor. Like, are you serious, bro? That's your guy? Like, come on, bro. These MMA UFC dudes is like 3 feet tall, bro. Every single one of them can't come close to me. Do you understand? It's not even comparable. It's laughable. I'm trying to tell you the truth of reality. Like, folks is ducking. They've been ducking since day one. They will never actually have a real conversation even. I walked right into Floyd Mayweather's gym, paid for the gym membership. Here's the money, you need it, and walked out and never went back again. Because why would I want to be around folks that brainwash, man? What are you talking about? Oh my goodness, bro. They was doing the same thing in Vegas on them apps, like trying to talk and say things. It's always on the internet and a phone at a distance hiding. But when I'm around, it's always different. You see what I'm saying? Like, folks can talk up a storm, bro, but ain't nobody saying nothing, bro, at all, homie. Yeah. I run this world, bro. I run this country. It ain't nothing, bro. You understand? I'm the mob. You understand? I'm the biggest gangster of all time, bro. I make Al Capone look like a mouse. You understand me? It is funny to me. It is funny to me that people even think that like you could have an opinion, or an opinion matters. None of it matters. The only thing that matters is action. I'm from the hood and ghetto. That's what people don't understand. I don't do no talking. I'm not here to talk. You understand? That's why they don't invite me to interviews, because I'm a monster. See, there's men and then there's lions. There's no packs between lions and men. Yeah, I'm for real. See, that's the difference. I'm the warrior for God. These other folks, they just regular people. You understand? I'm a God amongst men. Understand that. So, like I said, I'm gonna keep being a God amongst men, and I'm gonna keep on doing what I do. The rules don't apply to me. I do what I want to do. 100%. Yes. And I'm above the law. Get it right. And that's why this is 100% real, because everything I'm doing is pure power and dominance. So what now? And like I said, you made me. You're responsible for making me. You understand? That's why I love it, man. I already know what time it is. It's in them Joker videos, Divine Confirmation. They said they created you and now you're what? Now what am I doing? Exactly. I'm on it. You feel me? I'm all the way on it. I'm all the way with it. You feel me? It's crazy to me, man, how many folks is getting online and pretending and faking the funk and perpetrating and saying they something they not. Not a single one of these dudes is real. They all my entertainment. I watch them in my spare time to laugh. You understand? And like I said, I'll tell you who's real and who's not. And right now, it's nobody. I mean, look at the stunts they pulling in Los Angeles right now. You see what them little homies just did? I did. Fronting. That's what they do. It's all selective. It's always fronting. It's always, some trying to pull a fast one. You know what I mean? Man, I'm going to tell you how this country is running and what's going on right now. Let me tell you the facts and really break it down for you little homies, right? Since you don't know. What's happening right now is we got a whole bunch of wannabe thugs and wannabe tough guys who ain't tough, and one bunch of wannabe criminals that ain't the real deal and can't handle the stress that come with the real thing. So ain't none of them real. Ain't none of them official tissue. Ain't none of them. There ain't nobody who's official. I'll tell you who's official when I see one. I ain't seen one yet. This country has a lot of mishaps and mistakes and a lot of people who are wannabes and ain't the real deal. And that's all it is right now. I'll tell you straight up, homie. I'm going to keep it a buck. I ain't going to lie to you. You understand? And they all making mistakes and they all keep crashing out because they're in a state of desperation because we're in the middle of the greatest depression of all time, Pumpkin, just like I told you. And it's never going to change. You understand? It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse out here. It's going to get harder. And that's the thing. If you didn't prepare for inflation and you didn't get smart, or you don't know how to ask for help or talk to people or do what I do, then, hey, you're going to have a real rough time, ain't you? Just that simple. But not me. Not me, because I know what I'm doing. You understand? That's the reality. Not me, because I'm going to open my mouth and speak. You know, real talk. I'm going to say what I need. I'm going to say, hey, this is unfair. This is what it is. I'm going to speak truth in every situation. You understand? See, that's what's crazy to me, man, is these folks really want to pretend. Every single individual in the world right now and on this platform, none of y'all are me. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean, but my dues I paid in the street didn't just disappear. I got too many stripes. I am not a YouTuber. This is a whole different walk and world over here with me. Okay. And I'm telling you right now, folks cannot walk into my world. And that's how it's always been and always will be. So what was the point of all that talking? What was the point of all them theatrics and antics? That's what I told you. Narcissists will waste 60 years of their time with a bunch of fake drama and nonsense that don't exist and haven't accomplished a thing. That's why every time I tell y'all the same thing, everything you doing doesn't exist and it ain't real. So they be going out their way, right? And none of it's real because it's not coming from a real place. It'll achieve nothing because it doesn't exist. Anything you do has got to come from a real place. It's got to come from a place of love and loving yourself, and it has to be a fact that exists. You understand? Like I said, folks wasted their time. Look at all the time they wasted. Look at all the millions of dollars they spent trying to stop me. Why would you even feel that way towards a normal dude who's a good person and righteous and did nothing but help people and save lives? That just goes to show the kind of folks that y'all are. So what's up? What do you mean, bro? I'm a truly righteous man and a good person. Anybody going against me, you go against God. Oh, and now they know because God has served judgment on a silver platter. You understand? Enjoy that because I sure as hell am. It's karma time, baby. Yeah. Yeah, now it's my turn, Ak. You understand? See, that's the thing. The tables have turned now. Oh, yeah, I'll be talking now. Believe that. Now it's my turn. You feel me? See, folks had a lot to say when they thought they had the upper hand, right? You never had the upper hand, boy. That was an illusion the devil told you, homie. That's hilarious, bro. You know how strong I am? You have any clue, bro? I'm the strongest entity on this planet right now. I'm like an alien. Do you understand that? I can say and do whatever the hell I want. You best believe that. Yeah, I'm literally Superman to you folks. You understand? Yeah, I don't know what y'all talking about. So that's what I'm saying, man. You got a lot of people want to get online and pretend, but I mean, they ain't nowhere near my level. You know what I mean? I'm talking about folks literally that in a roach motel homeless. I mean, it ain't just funny, it's just reality. Come on, man. People, that's what I'm saying. People be taking stuff too far, man. They want to front and pretend and really act like they serious, man. I don't even communicate with folks like that. That's why I stopped going over there. I ain't going over there again. It's not even a show, bro. That's not even a program yet. You don't even make digital money. How are you going to get making digital money if you can't even control your rhetoric and have enough self-control to make it through 5 minutes of a show without saying something crazy? You feel me? Like, what? This is real radio, bro. I do this for a living, bro. You understand? I'm about direct interviews and direct conversations. I do in-person interviews. You understand? And that's the point. At this point in the game, what would be the purpose? What am I going to gain? I don't have to be a culture vulture like everybody else. I don't have to partake in what y'all partake in. I don't do comedy. I don't do parodies. I don't do pranks. All I do is bring real talk. I stand on business. People know if I say something, that's what it is. It's different. You understand? Let me tell you something. Everything is a copy of a copy of a copy on here. Everything is a carbon copy. That's all it is. Just like in New York, it's all the same thing. And people keep saying, "Yeah, everyone's so crazy in New York." Yeah, okay. Yeah, and meanwhile, I'm the king of New York and I run New York. Now, what's up? What's up? You understand? Like I said, I literally run New York. Like I said, I'm going to be in New York doing this Batman project, running it, and I'm going to be eating in the nicest, most expensive steakhouses. Watch. And I'm going to say this again. I'm not waiting on anyone or anything. I didn't ask anybody for anything. What is y'all talking about? I don't need no money from no one else. I make my own money. I always have. I'm going to get my own money, and God going to give me my own money. My blessing don't depend on nobody but God. What are you talking about? You feel that? So, like I said, like I don't have nothing to do with nothing. I'm independent. I stand on my own. If people want to be a part of my life or what I'm doing, cool. Then break bread and come correct. And yeah, you're gonna have to put some money up and pay me. I don't care who you are. I thought that was all understood and self-explanatory. I thought that was common sense. I didn't think I had to say that. Like I said, man, at the end of the day, man, folks want to be me and it is what it is, and I get paid to talk. So what's up? You understand? It's easy money, man. Like I said, that's reality. Reality is I run this country and world literally. Every day you see what it is. Every day. I've exhibited and proven that I'm the strongest man in the world pretty much every day now for years. What is y'all talking about? You understand? I can do anything I want to do. I'm a guy that I'm a jack of all trades. I'm a guy when I enter into anything, if it's a business, corporation, anything, if I went on these boxing circuits, anything, if I went on tour with music, I literally end up running everything. It's different. We don't move the same. I'm a real independent business mogul and boss. You understand? I know how to do business and build businesses. I've built them in my sleep several times. I've had to build them digitally online. I built them in the street. I built them in reality. I know how to build businesses like nobody's business. So if y'all want to make some money, that's why I was trying to network, but folks don't even know how to network the right way and how to build and make money together. So if nobody knows how to do no business, which is what I've noticed my whole life, and I don't understand that, then that's cool. I mean, we'll just keep monopolizing because we already got it monopolized and we'll get all the dough just like we do on here. More money for me. I mean, it's all good with me. You feel me? Like I said, I don't know what y'all talking about, man. I'm gonna continue to say this. What I need, right? It's not literal. I'm not saying I don't need anything from anyone at all. Okay. What I need is just me speaking, right? What I need is folks to support, donate, and pay me because that would be the whole point of what I'm doing and the project I'm building. That's the point. Crowdfund, right? To get on here and use my gift of gab, $1 million mouthpiece, to get people in the public to back my efforts and what I'm doing and to pay me. It's like an election, and I have officially won. You understand? So, like I said, I do radio for a living, just like I do everything for a living. You understand? I ran this Batman project out of my own pocket for 3 years. It was a complete success. I am the boss, the Don Dada, the BOSSMAN. Understand that. There's no one on this network or anywhere in the world that talks like me because they don't have my stripes and they haven't walked my walk. You understand? That's the difference. Okay. So, like I said, with me, everybody respect me. That's understood already. And that's what it's about. When folks see, oh, you got an identity outside of me and outside of anything I got to do with, just like them bars on 6th Street. I don't care about any of that. That stuff is below me. You understand? Real talk. What are you talking about? Like, people gossip, people talk. When I'm around, it's crazy how different the conversation is. Seriously. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you be wondering why I avoid places and I don't want to go nowhere near it, it's not because of anything you're saying or making up. It's because I'm smart and I want to be around folks that like me and are productive. I don't ever want to be around any kind of crowd that feels some way about my accomplishments. See, that's common sense. See what I'm saying? See, folks are trying to promote something that you shouldn't promote. What you need to do is get right and learn how to pay your bills and go, to go fill out job applications. Sears may be hiring. It ain't difficult. And it's not my issue that people are going to have to work a 9 to 5 forever for the rest of their lives. But me, I will never have to work for anyone ever again and I'll never need a job. That is not my problem. I earned it because I went hard and I worked harder than everyone put together. I earned this and it's what it is and it's mine. So what now? See, that's the thing. I can't believe that folks was still talking. Like what? Bro, I did this day one. I won light years ago. I won the first time that people even tried to speak or say anything my direction. I won. That's why I respond one time and keep it pushing. Other folks just can't get over it. Learn how to hold your L like tone space, boy. For real. Notice who gets paid for that catchphrase. That's right. Who making money off of it? Who gets paid to say, for You think these are games. See, folks don't get it. They want to act like I'm some nice guy and I'm a comedian. Boy, you don't know me at all, clearly. Ha! You hilarious. Like me, I just have a field day. That's who I am. You understand? So, like I said, I'm a monster. You feel me? So, like I said, let folks do what they do. The immortal vampire could care less. So, like I said, we'll talk later, mere mortals. I'm just saying, bro. I mean, you got videos every day out exposing the truth, but these folks like to role reverse and use terminology backwards. Yeah, y'all ain't making no sense. That's what your society is now today. It's a joke. Mhm. And that's the way it's looked at. So that's the thing. Like when people want to talk and, oh, I've got my smirk. I mean, okay, but you ain't saying nothing. To this point, I could care less about that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't I don't concern myself with what people say, even if it's in person. Hey, I'm on the throne. You welcome to talk. You welcome to feel any way. You welcome to act any way. I don't care because I'm already on the throne. I already won, and I know the game that this generation plays and what narcissists do. And what they do is they want to trick me off my throne. Ain't nobody real or brave or gangsta, anything like that. So if we know folks ain't real, then you got to peep game and learn at some point and change the way that you move in a little bit to adjust. And that's all it took. It don't mean that we fake now. It means that we smart and we see that everything else is fake. You see the point? Because, like I said, if I had it my way, I mean, clearly it would all go a lot differently and be a whole lot different, actually. Yeah. That's why every day I'm out in the street, homie, dolo by myself. You feel me? like I said, like I love it, man. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm gonna keep on bringing this real thug stuff. That's what it is, man. That they can't handle this real thug stuff. Yeah. You see, it don't stop over here, right? Yeah, I was born to do this. Real talk. So, like I said, I'm gonna keep on winning, right? We run the streets, and that's about it, man. Like I said, like other than that, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I see a lot of characters. That's about it. I don't see nothing real, man. Like I said, that Aaron, the whatever, Aaron, the you know what, a career that you don't brag about, like you know, all that was proven fake. You know what I mean? All you got to say to him is Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Game, the rapper, all you got to say to him is Rosemo 700. Same with Bosco. So what y'all talking about? Man, y'all got people that literally, you know, was nobody in the street and they was soft, so they had to go try to make a career on YouTube being a blogger or a vlogger. Like, come on, man, they ain't nothing to brag about. See, I'm telling you, man, that the so-called women, they so far from reality because they don't ask questions, man. Figure out who's who. If you can't see it already, then I mean, I got no business talking to you, and that's where we at. I'm just saying the truth. Folks need to catch up, man. You know, the truth is obvious. People are not anywhere close. People can't even fathom and process basic reality. That's a problem, bro. So we gonna move on. And that's why we did. And that's what it's time for. It's time for anyone that wants to act like, or learn how to be a real man. It's time for us to pack our bags and go our own direction completely. I'm a grown man. I built everything myself. I did everything with my own capital. I bought everything and paid cash. I own everything. I do what I want to do, little homie. What is you talking about? Like, I know folks ain't talking to me. Say what? Man, that's crazy, bro. Like real talk, that's crazy, man. Like trying to, you know, like sitting on a footstool and trying to comment on a dude who owns an entire empire that he built. I own and run the kingdom. I built the kingdom of God here. Yeah, I think I'll talk how I want and do exactly what I want, brother. I mean, I'm the king of all kings, the son of God, and the only true Messiah. I'm the truth, way, and light. You either listen to me or you don't understand reality. So yeah, like I said, let folks do what they want. Let them do what they may. And like I said, it's cute. You know what I mean? That's all it is. That's all it ever been. Cute. Like I said, I get paid when I say this catchphrase. Who for real? Oh yeah, last thing, we up over 65 bucks for the next check. Man, I know they in their feelings. I love it. So, like I said, I need everyone to support and donate. Why? Because that's what y'all supposed to be doing. Like I said, you chose to work a 9 to 5. You chose to not be independent. You chose to keep having a boss, and then y'all want to talk. You know, like, come on, bro. They want to gossip, but you still work a 9 to 5. So that's the thing. Like, I can literally walk into any establishment or company, and that's the first thing I'm gonna say if anybody has anything to say. See, no, I know what it is. No, I'm gonna just say, oh, and you still work here. That's all I gotta say to anyone. Like, what the goal when I was working was to get to here, to this point, to be independent. I accomplished it. So what's up? Of course, y'all gonna feel some way. If they gossiping about me, that's a good thing. That means I did the right thing. If folks who work in the bar industry and got to struggle and barely get by is talking about me and I'm a celebrity, that's a good thing because I could go work in the bar industry anytime I want and I'm still talking on this platform, ain't I? Because I'm always talking, say reality. See, that's the thing. You know, folks could do whatever and say whatever. It would never change. There's nothing that will never change. I'm going to keep coming right on my show that I built myself and saying the truth. I'm not these other folks. And that's the thing. They trying to front and pretend like we equal or we on the same playing field or something. I don't know where the hell you got that from. Like, boy, what? What did you just say? Just said what? You know who you talking to? Do you have a clue? Do you know how much I've done? What? These folks is hilarious, bro. Yeah, they don't even know who they talking to, bro. This entire time they thought they was talking to someone else still. They still don't have a clue who I am. This is hilarious. I love it. See, that's what happens when folks take the internet seriously. Talk about you a celebrity. Nah, I'm a street dude and a gangster. That's what I am. I don't know what you talking about. You're a celebrity and oh, you're so famous. Brother, I get on here and make my dollar for the day or a couple of bucks, and that's me doing my job and all I need to do. Because guess what? I work for me. So whatever I make, whatever money I make, whatever I'm building my own companies up from the ground up. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what they teach you. Every economic specialist, anybody who knows anything about finances, I'm a financial connoisseur. They're going to tell you the same thing. You know, you need to stop working for other people. You need to work for you. That way, every day you building your own company and building what you own up instead of working for the man or the system or somebody else. And who is the man? There is no man. What it is the devil. And that's what corporate America represents. And that's what all y'all working jobs are literally helping and supporting, the devil. So why don't we just say it for what it is? I have nothing to do with corporate America. Okay. Again, I oppose all of that. Everything in society I oppose, I have nothing to do with. So again, how are we the same and how are you speaking on me? If you want to say something, we can do a public interview. Anybody. Okay, now put the money up for it, and this is how this going to go, right? You gonna pay me 500 bucks if you want to do a public interview. That's for real too. You understand? And since none of these folks have 500 bucks because they're struggling working their 9 to 5, because 9 to 5s don't make anybody rich, and I thought people knew this, right? Well, then I guess we just gonna have to not worry about it, folks, and their feelings, because I want people to donate, but that's their job and what they supposed to do. I'm not a commoner. What are you talking about? I'm royalty. I'm in a position because of knowledge, because knowledge is power. I'm here because I naturally am literally royalty. I come from a royal lineage, the lineage of Jesus Christ. That's who I am. This is how it was meant and actually made to be. You understand? That's why, like, I'm the prince who turned into the king. You understand? I'm the one who has to go through them stages and be broke and be poor, and you know what I mean? But I was always royalty. And that's the thing. God knows that I'm royalty. God's never going to forget about me or forget who I am, and he's going to hold me down. It made perfect sense every move I made. And I'm telling you, when this money comes, God told me to be quiet about it, so I'm going to listen and do that. But I'm just saying, when this money comes, hey, point proven. Point's already proven, but point's really proven at that point because it proves that everything I did in my formula for success works. It proves that everything I ever said is a fact, and I've already proven that. But it also proves everything. It proves everything, every part of it. And it proves that you have to make your money through the universal laws of karma, like I've been telling and trying to teach folks. Folks better start listening to me, man, because what I've accomplished here is literally impossible. I did all the impossible with God, and I give all credit and glory to God. I'm out. I'll talk to y'all in a minute, man.